Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. This is going to be my 11-month update for Let's Get Loose. This is a Fantastic Ladies project and it was created by Rousseau. And the idea of this project is to work on your loose makeup. It started on January 1st and it technically ends on December 31st. I'm guessing I'll be wrapping up this project around the first week of January sometime. And I feel like this has been a huge success of a project for me because prior to doing this project, I was very intimidated to pan loose products and I never put them in projects, or I would put them in like project 10 uses, but not in like a panning project to use up. And I think I have gotten over that fear that I had of panning these products. So that alone makes me feel like this project is a huge success. But I have had some empties along the way too, which also is a huge success. Prior to today, I had finished 2 products in this project and I have a third for today. My newest empty in this project is the blush I've been working on. This was the shade True Beauty from Bare Minerals. This is the tiniest size blush I've ever known them to have. I have a lot of loose blushes from Bare Minerals, and there's like a big Mamma Jamma size and like a medium, like decent sized, and this is the only one I have that was this tiny little baby size. So naturally I started with this one. Thank goodness I did, because it took me all year long just to get through this. It's gonna take me 2 years to get through the medium sized one, and that Mamma Jamma is gonna take me like 5 years. So I'm glad I started with this. This is what it's looking like now. I did pull the sifter out to make sure I could get all the product out of the packaging. But once I did, I popped it back in so that I could weigh it, because this did lose quite a bit of weight this past month again. This went from 5.46 to 5.39. So I'm very happy with that. And more importantly, I'm happy that it's gone and it's an empty for my low buy bank. I am not going to be replacing this product. This project is a rolling project, which means all year long, as I finished items, I would roll something in to take its place. But with there being only 1 month left in this project, I am not gonna roll something in to take its place. I'm just gonna leave that spot open and enjoy a blush that's been getting ignored big time in another project for the rest of this year. On a low note, I did not touch either of the eyeshadows at all this past month. I just have been like, the blinders have been on. I've just been zeroing in on a few different looks, and that has not involved either of these. So this is my NYX Ultra Pearl Mania in Mink Pearl, and this is my Bare Minerals eyeshadow in Honor. Didn't touch them. Bare Minerals Honor is still at 6.263, and the NYX is still at 4.427. So nothing to talk about for either of those two, unfortunately. Let's jump down to the newest product that rolled into this project last month. That is this, wow, that really matches my sweater quite nicely, doesn't it? That is my e.l.f. Mineral Foundation Powder that I have depotted into this very old CoverGirl compact. This is actually a really nice compact to hold loose powders. That's what this originally was for. It originally held a loose powder foundation for CoverGirl, and once I used it up, I decanted the e.l.f. Mineral Foundation into this, and it's just so nice. I just take it like this and dump it upside down and then kind of tap it, and when I go to lift the cap off, there is plenty of product just kind of stuck to the cap, and I work from that, and then when I'm done, I put the cap back on. It's just really a nice setup for me. It's working quite well. I wasn't able to weigh this. My scale is too delicate to weigh something as big as this container. The packaging alone just makes it impossible. But this is what the product currently looks like. If I took a picture last month of what it looked like, I will throw up a comparison now. But I don't know if I took a picture or not. But I am enjoying this and using it daily in 2 ways. I use it as an all-over setting powder, and I've been mixing it in with a bronzer that I'm going to be talking about in a minute to use as a bronzer because my bronzer is too dark. So I've been getting double use out of this every day, And although I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this by the finale next month, I think I'm going to be really close to finishing this. And I did not see that coming this year. I had no intention of working on this product at all this year. And so that's just kind of why I don't like to be too strict with myself about what I'm going to work on, because you never know what's going to come up. I've been watching a lot of plan to pan videos up in my feed over the last week or so, and I think that is such a cool idea, and I would love to do a video about plan to pan. But the truth is, one, I do all of that while I'm doing my inventory the first week of January. So a lot of these things I haven't decided what I'm going to pan until I'm doing my inventory. And two, there are just so many variables that cause me to shift gears, you know, at various points throughout the year. And so I don't like to get too locked in on what I plan to pan, because anything can happen. And this is a perfect example of something that happened this year. I had no idea I was going to be panning this, but I knew I wanted to pan that little sample of foundation from Elizabeth Arden, which was too dark. So I pulled this in to mix with that, and I've just been using it ever since. So you never know what's going to happen, right? All right, you get the idea. Let's move on to Bare Minerals Warmth. That's this right here. This bronzer is so dark, and I used it pretty consistently in the middle of, at the height of summer when I was at my tannist, but ever since my tan faded, I just felt like I couldn't pull this off. And was it last month's update? I think it was last month's update. It was last month's update. I mixed this bronzer with the CoverGirl, the e.l.f. foundation that's in this CoverGirl container, with a little bit of this shimmering powder from Bare Minerals in Pure Radiance that I'm going to be talking about in just a second. And it created a beautiful bronzer that I've been enjoying very much. I created the first sample on film at last month's update, and I used that up really quickly. I didn't make much. I just wanted to kind of test it out, and it was gone within a few days. And then probably a week went by where I didn't have time to make a new concoction, but I have since made a second batch, and I've been using that every day. That's what I have on today. It's just I'm really enjoying it. And you know, there's some project panners out there that are really big into frankening. I mean, I always think of Jessica and Amanda. Like, those two love mixing things and creating things and playing the mad scientist in the lab. But I've never kind of considered myself that person. But I'm really enjoying this a lot, because this is way too dark for me. And even though I'm mixing it in and making like more product with this, I feel like I'm going through it so much faster, because it was just basically unusable for me like this. So let me stop talking about it and show you what it looks like. Here is the powder right there. As you can see, it's a pretty dark goldeny brown shade. It's very pretty, just a little too dark for me. And I'm assuming there's a little bit of product underneath the sifter too, but I have a lot of it on top of the sifter. Not as much as I did a couple months ago. I am slowly getting through it. This did go down in weight. This went from 9.66 to 9.63 grams, by the way. All right, next is the final product that I'm working on. This is a Bare Minerals powder in the shade Pure Radiance. And again, I found this to be a little bit tricky. It's not shimmery enough to be a face highlight, but it's too shimmery to be an all-over setting powder for my skin tone. It's a little too dark, but mixed in with that Bare Minerals Warmth is creating a lovely shimmery bronzer that I'm enjoying very much. I've been getting a lot more use out of this since making these concoctions. And so that is what it currently looks like. Again, just a boatload of powder left in here. But I am working on it. And that went down in weight as well, from 9.48 to 9.45. And finally, I wanted to show you my latest mixture of bronzer that I made in my Elizabeth Arden container. Again, this has Bare Minerals Warmth, the Pure Radiance from Bare Minerals and the e.l.f. Mineral Foundation mixed together in about equal parts. And I'm not using a measuring spoon or anything, but I'm kind of eyeballing it. And that's what it looks like down there. There's only a little bit left, and I only make up little batches at a time. But it's a much lighter version compared to Bare Minerals Warmth. Maybe I should hold the two up side by side. I mean, like, it is profoundly lighter. All right, so there's Bare Minerals Warmth, and there's the mixture. Hopefully you can see the difference. I don't know. But I am using it. I'm enjoying it. I have no idea what I'm going to do with all of these products for next year. I'm just going to say that right now. This is part of what the process is for me during inventory time. Not only am I organizing my products for the first time in a year, not only am I cataloging them by taking pictures of them for Instagram and by filming a little shot of it for a YouTube video, but I also have every project I intend to do for the next year laid out on a piece of paper, and I'm plugging products in. And one of the first things I like to do is look at what products I didn't finish from the previous year and decide, is this something I want to keep working on and try to finish next year? Or is it something I'm ready to put away and take a break from? So that's kind of part of my process as far as planning, plan to pan for the following year. And it doesn't even begin until Christmas is over, because I host Christmas at my house and I can't even deal with that. So the day after Christmas, or like 2 days after Christmas, is generally when I start pulling items out for inventory time, making my sheets of the projects and kind of leaving the spots open, deciding what I want to roll over for that I didn't finish the previous year, and starting to fill in those gaps of the blank spots that I have of either products that I don't want to work on but didn't finish, or products that I finished and need to replace. So that's a little sneak peek into my process, which has nothing to do with this update. I don't know why I'm talking about all that, but this is usually a short video, so I figured I'd throw it in here. So anyways, I am down to just 5 products that I'm working on in this project, but I guess you could count this as the 6th, this mixture. But I mean, technically I'm not working on these 2 on their own. I guess technically I'm just working on the mixture, the foundation, and the 2 eyeshadows at this point. But honestly, I don't see myself working on the eyeshadows over the next month. Maybe, but I'm just going to try and get as much use as I can out of these final products between now and the end of this project and enjoy them. But the update next month will be the finale, and that's it for this project. I don't think it's coming back again for next year. And I'm just so happy to have finished 3 products in this project so far. That's probably going to be it, but I'm very happy with that. I'm telling you, I had a major blockage when it came to the idea of panning a loose powder prior to this project. And I'm just so grateful that this project really got me over that hurdle. So I'm happy. Anyways, that is it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.